Hello. Good evening, night, morning, afternoon, whenever you're tuning in. How are you doing? I wanted to hop on here. I hope all is well. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. So, for those of you who are just coming back to my page, welcome back. For those of you who are new, my name is Tanika Francis. I am a self-concept, mindset, and manifestations coach who likes to teach other coaches how to materialize desire fast, instantly, with the law of assumption. I cannot believe I made that mistake. I feel like I want to start over this entire live just by saying that. So, starting over, I teach coaches how to materialize and manifest desire instantly with the law of assumption, okay? With the law of assumption. And I do want to talk about, because I talk a good amount about the law of assumption, self concept, beliefs, just really shifting into the version of self that is in high self concept. But I never actually spoke about what it takes to build a high self concept. So for those of you who are interested in just learning more about what it takes versus what self concept actually is, I could talk a little bit about what self-concept is. It really is identity. It's your self-identity. It's your behaviors, your thoughts, your reactions, your non-reactions, your responsiveness to the beliefs that you currently hold about self. So that could look like just the way that you are experiencing self in relation to life and everything outside of self. So, and for those of you who just want like a little bit more context about how this ties into manifestations, is that everything outside of self is a mirror. So you're going to experience, more often than not, you're going to experience a lot of your inner beliefs, your inner belief systems outside of self, because everything outside of self is a mirror. And for those of you, again, who are just new to the law of assumption talks about everyone is you pushed out. There are multiple universes and multiple realities and timelines that you can tap into, that you can quantum leap into and really make your physical experience. And so with manifestations, I feel like self-concept and self-identity and just your core beliefs really make up your life experience, but you also get to decide what your life experience is. And this is the key to materializing desire with the law of assumption, because you just get to assume that you already have what it is that you want, and you get to like bring that desired timeline to your present moment in live time without having to figure out what the next step is, without having to figure out whether you're doing it right. You just assume it and you start to live it. That's it, right? So I want to just quickly talk about what it takes to build a high self-concept and to also maintain your high self-concept. And I talk for a good amount of time about self-awareness and why you need self-awareness for this entire process to go through as smoothly as it can go. And of course, if you sign up with me, or if you buy, let's say, the self-concept mastery bundle, then you already have the tools that you need to strengthen your self-concept, but also strengthen your trust. So a lot of you who are, or some of you, or a few of you, I'm not really sure, but for some of you who are just wanting to have this transformation, right? That really want to materialize desire on a sustainable, instant basis. You are wanting to experience self in a different way. And by that, I mean you want to start to trust yourself deeper. And when you are in just the phases of being self-aware, or noticing that you are in dysregulation, or noticing that you are lacking some beliefs, or noticing that you are living the same patterns that you do not want to live anymore, you really want to start trusting in a different path. You want to start trusting in a new outcome that is possible for you. So if you do not believe that anything outside of what you're currently experiencing right now is not possible for you, it's going to be really difficult for you to make any shift at all, this is why you may not have what it is that you want currently, because again, you are stayed and fixed. You're stayed, but you're more so fixed in your self-concept the way that it is right now. So you're fixed in your current belief system, and what you want to start to do is relax your subconscious mind, your nervous system, your emotional body, to be able to release those current beliefs that have held you in this back and forth, in and out, old patterns, old self-concept, old belief patterns, old belief systems, right? So this is going to be a way that you can build your high self-concept right now. And what you want to start to do is, again, you want to start to get into relaxation. And this is going to, again, it's going to sound like, okay, well, all I have to do is relax. Yes, all you have to do is relax. And I know that it might sound, again, counterintuitive, but what you really want to give yourself at this moment, especially if you are noticing that you are in any sign of false belief, limitation, dysregulation, is you want to start to you want to start to maybe open a diary and start to really diarize and journal what it is that you're feeling on a daily basis. That's a really quick way that you could do right now, or a quick tool that you could use right now, that will allow you to really diarize the feeling states that you're going through. Yesterday, I spoke about those of you who have like suppressed emotions and are really not sure how to navigate those emotions. If you're feeling like really intense and strong emotion around where you're at right now in your current belief system, you might be going through multiple shifts again, and identity shifts, and you might be going through like crises. And I'm not saying this to like exaggerate, but it's very true. Like, you might be going through these shifts and these split identity moments, and you're not sure exactly how to navigate through them. I want to give you an offer to just send me a DM to let me know. Of course, you're not going to want to put that in the comment section, but let me know offline that you really do need this assistance to get you through this emotional process, so that then you can not just understand what your next steps are, but you could also be more reassured and more regulated in your body on how you're going to move along this process moving forward. And this is just courtesy, so don't feel like I'm gonna be billing you or anything like that. This is really just like pure value, and I want you to reach out to me at any point in time, especially if you really want to know how to navigate these emotional states and not feel like you are stuck in any way, shape, or form. So I do want to, of course, when you do reach out to me and I feel like you are fit for one of the offers that I do have, I will be talking about the Self-Concept Mastery Bundle. I will be talking about the Accelerator, because of course, for those of you who are just aware that you do have this emotional roller coaster going on for you, because you're just, again, in and out of identities or in and out of feeling states, you really want to get anchored and grounded in your regulation as soon as possible, so that you can start to materialize the desires that you want, and start to build that trust with yourself. So when you are building a high self-concept, it's important that you do keep a level of awareness, and I talked about sets of awareness that you need in order to move yourself along the manifestation process freely and easily and consistently, right? You want to make sure that you are constantly feeding and pouring into your regulation, your groundedness, your just overall like balancing of your nerves, and your relaxation of your nerves. Like those are really crucial steps that you need to take in order to move yourself along the process of desire embodiment. So wanted to share that. And for those of you, again, who are just interested in learning more, my DMs are open. Feel free to check out my website. My website has all of my offers. I have 3 offers right now that does hit all tiers in terms of low ticket and high ticket. So for these, like, I do feel like if you are wanting to invest in a self-concept program or a self-concept, well, I have an accelerator that is really going to allow you to again move through those emotions through quickly. But if you are thinking about really investing in a program that is going to stick, that is really going to allow you to shift in lifetime into the version of self that already has your desire. Of course, I want to get really clear about what this desire is, and I know that I do cater to a high level of high performing coaches, so I want to also just extend that, just in case like you were just wondering who exactly I'm speaking to. Like, I'm really speaking to the coach that is ready to step into the highest version of themselves, someone who is ready to show up for themselves, show up for their community, really nurture their audience, grow their audience, and of course sign higher ticket, preferably of course higher ticket clients, so that you can so that they can really get the ball rolling with building their wealth. I love I feel like wealth is such an untapped territory, because for a lot of us, talking about money is taboo, but I really do believe in rebuilding the trust, not just with yourself, but rebuilding the trust back with you and money, and building that emotional wealth that is going to allow you to acquire your financial wealth and freedom. So a lot of us do want this, and a lot of it sounds appealing to us, but it is not going to be until you decide that you get to experience yourself in a new way, that you get to quantum leap into your desired reality, that you will make sure that you put up like commitment to make sure that this change happens. Nothing is probably ever going to change until you make that decision that this is the version of self that already has it. And that version of self, again, is going to have their sets of awareness that is where you want to be, right? Because where you're at right now is just your current state. It's not where you want to be. And where you do want to be is also not the end goal. So just be aware of where you are in your level of consciousness and your level of conscious awareness, and really use that to your benefit, especially if you are ready to shift into the version of self, again, that has your emotional and financial stability. A lot of us really sort of dance around what it is that we want. And I really want to say here right now that you don't have to water down your desire. You don't have to water down what it is that you really, really want. I hear this so many times that it's like, I hear people saying, well, I don't really want to be rich. I just want to have a comfortable living. But a comfortable living, like, there are also different levels of comfortable living. Like, what do you mean by comfortable living, right? And this is also tapping into like my piece on specificity. Like, what exactly do you mean by living a comfortable life without acquiring this emotional and financial wealth and freedom? You have to be able to be aware enough, consciously aware enough, to know exactly where you are right now in relation to where you want to be, and really allowing your nervous system and your subconscious mind to recalibrate to that level of holding exactly what it is that you want. And it's really simple, as long as you are continuing and maintaining your shifts, okay? So this is what it takes to maintain your high self-concept. It's your self-awareness. It is your willingness to imagine yourself outside of this current timeline, because of course the version of self that already has your desired timeline is living a completely different life. And hopefully it's not a 180 completely different life. And even if it is, that's fine. You could still shift and really tap into that version of self that already has your desired timeline. But hopefully you have been aware enough to this point to knowing exactly how you're going to take the steps, and how you want to feel, and how you're going to continue to materialize from a space of emotional self-regulation, awareness, imagination, and then your desire embodiment. So I wanted to just come on here and make this clear of like what it takes. And I know that you are fully capable. Otherwise, again, I would not be showing up in the way that I am right now if I knew that this was not possible for you. This is possible for everyone who is open and receptive to what it is that they want. And a part of that has to do with like just being honest, right? Being honest with yourself, being really brutally honest and trusting with yourself, and really saying, okay, well, this is definitely what I want. It might seem ambitious. It might seem like I could be a little delulu. That's fine. That's completely fine, because the one thing I do with my clients is that I tell them to not hold back. Like, I tell them to go all in with what it is that they desire, so that if they create that as their baseline desire, there is just so much that could unfold out of just that baseline awareness, that it's going to automatically just unfold in a way that went beyond what they could ever imagine. And then materializing that is just so amazing. And I just want to see that in lifetime. I just want to see you win, and I want to see you materialize all the things. And we're not going to stop until it's done. So I absolutely love this. Again, I have 3 offers here in my arsenal right now. I think I might add another one, but for right now, I know for sure that the bundle is going to be very useful for you. And what the bundle really focuses on is the overall structure of your day-to-day life, right? So I talk about like having a journal, but what the bundle is going to do is it's going to allow you to open up your emotional self-regulation, of course, but it's also going to allow you to step into the version of self that you might want to be, right? So I have journal prompts, I have affirmations, I have magnetic wealth affirmations, I have checklists, and you will know that you're doing a great job at this level of awareness when you are more structured in your routines, right? So when you're building a new belief system, when you're building a new thought patterns, or a series of thought patterns, right? You want to be repetitive, right? You want to teach, again, you want to teach your subconscious mind, you want to teach your nervous system that this is a safe place for you to be, and it's a safe place for you to reside in on a consistent basis. So inside the bundle, I feel like the most important portion of the bundle is to make sure that you do have the routines in order, and that you are embedding your new routines into your current lifestyle. So that's how you're really going to integrate a lot of, again, the thoughts, the thought patterns, the emotional feeling states, the inner self dialogues, and so on. And then once you go through really tapping into making sure that you are safe, stable, and secure, and you are working at your routines every single day, or like you're just committed to doing it every single day, you want to move on to making sure that your emotional self-regulation is not gonna mess you up. It's not going to sabotage you, right? Those are the limiting beliefs that we want to make sure are regulated or released, so that you can remain regulated along the manifestation journey. And then, of course, I do have a one-on-one for self-concept, which is a 12-week container. And that's really not going to only focus on your emotional self-regulation, but it's going to allow you to really move through the process of the manifestation process. And so I talked about the process, and it's only 5 steps, and it's really a matter of shifting, right? And so we really do work together on making sure that you get to this desire embodiment. The 5 steps are making sure that you are in your belief system. Of course, there's another set of awareness when you are shifting in and out of beliefs, but also in your imaginal states, right? In your imaginal self-dialogues and your imaginal experiences. You want to be able to give yourself that, and that's a part of that emotional self-regulation, but also that emotional freedom piece. And then you want to move freely into this high self-concept version of you. And of course, that's also going to allow you to embody, fully immerse yourself, both minds, or both your subconscious and your conscious minds, into this one married state, which is your desire embodiment. Okay, so that's what I really wanted to share. What it takes is a really awareness. If you got anything from this live, it's very simple to build a high self-concept on a sustainable, consistent basis, is to maintain your level of awareness. And if you're, again, in a space where you're just in dysregulation and you're in this emotional split identity position currently, just know that if you step into your desire, if you step into your awareness, your conscious awareness, and you step into your emotional self-regulation activities, that is automatically going to increase your awareness. So you don't have to do this alone. And this is why I stress that, my DMs are open. Like, my comment sections are always open. If you really want to ask a question, you can. And for those of you who really want to get anchored in your emotional self-regulation and your awareness, the accelerator is going to do just that. So if you have any difficulties with it, this is why I'm here, and I know that you are capable of it because I've done it. I've seen multiple people do it, multiple clients do it, and they have been able to not just materialize their desire from manifesting and going through the process, but they have been able to manifest and materialize so much more just from their emotional self-regulation and their groundedness and their just being able to really be anchored in their relaxation than they have ever imagined. So I want to make sure that you are fully aware and and that you believe, but really know beyond a belief that you are capable of doing just that as well. So on that note, I wanted to just hop in to clarify, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will be back on tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then Monday morning, and I hope to see you then. Have a good one.